Hey guys, welcome to day 5 of the 31 days of Halloween. And tonight I watched Curtains. This is the Synapse Films version that Don May Jr. Worked on. He cleaned up the print. It really looks fantastic. You can watch it on Amazon Prime, but if you really want to see it looking beautiful, I suggest picking up the Blu-ray. It's got actually a really cool feature with a bunch of the actors talking about the film and the process, and it's pretty cool. I actually bought this a year ago, actually almost exactly a year ago, and I hadn't watched it. And like I said in a previous video, Halloween's always the perfect time to pick up stuff that I haven't watched. But anyway, about the movie. It stars John Vernon, who's from Animal House and Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and Samantha Eggar, who is from The Brood. And then it also stars Lynn Griffin, who was in Black Christmas. And then there's a couple others, but those are the most notable. And the film is about 6 women who are going to John Vernon's house. He plays a director called Jonathan Stryker. And they all want this role of Audra, but his I think it's his wife. It's not exactly clear, but it's definitely his kind of lead actress that's in most of his films wants the role. And the movie opens up with her being committed to an insane asylum, only it's kind of a ruse because she just wants to research for the role of Audra. But he doesn't tell her that he's not actually going to have her in the film, so he's actually not going to let her out. But she has a friend help her escape, and so she goes to the house where he's holding these auditions, and she tries to kind of sabotage things and tries to take the role back. But a masked killer is on the loose and picking women off one by one. And so it's kind of a thriller. It's kind of like Happy Birthday to Me or Prom Night, where there's kind of a mystery. It's kind of like a Italian giallo, only you see more of the killer than just the hands. This is a pretty good one. It's a little slow, and the pacing is a little weird, and that's because there were 2 directors. The first director shot it, and he only got about 45 minutes of footage, and then another director came along, and they kind of just hodgepodge it all together. And when they first made this movie, they all thought this is going to be terrible. When they saw it in the theater, they thought this is going to be terrible. And then it's kind of become a cult classic. It's pretty standard slasher fare. There's no real crazy kills and stuff. There's some cool setups and some cool shots, but there's no crazy kills. But it still works. It's a pretty good slasher. If you're into slashers and you're kind of hunting down kind of old school slashers, this was made in 1983, I believe. So it's kind of around that same era when slashers kind of started to pick up, and there was kind of more of a mystery element and less about oh, how inventive can we make this kill. So it's definitely worth checking out. There's not too much in terms of special effects to talk about. It does have that kind of charm that kind of old 80s slashers have, and that's why I definitely say if you're into kind of old school slashers, this is definitely something that it's worth checking out. On my scale, it's probably a 3 out of 5. It's nothing crazy, but it's worth hunting down, like I said, if you're huge into slashers. So that'll wrap up day 5. I've got a couple movies that I think I've got hammered down. I definitely want to watch. Rawhide Rex is on my list. I've got a couple indie films here and there that I want to watch. I want to see Hellfest, I think the movie that had Tony Todd, and then I want to see Haunt too. That's on my list because that's going to be added to Shudder. I think it's October 24th, so you can expect that one on October 24th or the 25th, depending. And I also think that in addition to this, I'm going to do a review of the Creepshow episode 2 that just went on Shudder yesterday, I think. So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.